Yeah, he did have a chance to come from a long way behind in the fourth throw and beat Peng. It didn't happen. Lost his way. Anyway, he's had a few hours to collect his thoughts, a little practice. Hopefully hasn't ventured too far outside because it's been very, very hot here, as it has been all around the UK. This is now the key session to decide the group winner.
One.
Nice opening red there from Sean. Yeah, and as below par as Judd Trump was, up to his own expectations in his first match, he was considerably better than Sean Sullivan in his first match, who was very out of touch.
Rumble.
So he'll be looking to up his game also. Yeah, so as good as the first shot was, it was equally as bad. You just feel if Sean's going to have any chance in this match, he's going to have to score heavily. Played a few negative shots in his first match, just looked to be playing containing snooker, no lose snooker, as opposed to trying to get the win. Don't get many chances against the top players, so when they come along you have to really make the most of them. He's just had a little look there, and two reds below the pink.
Yeah,
Or a plant into this right corner, but where the cue ball goes, nobody knows. So I think that's why he's decided to turn it down. Got to get cover on them two reds. This safety shot. You can bet your life Judd Trump be taking it on.
Just to say, if anyone's wondering, O'Sullivan is not related to Ronnie O'Sullivan. Back on the tour this season, he got on through the Q Tour rankings. That's a new qualifying tour that took place last season. Well, that's more like it from Trump.
One.
That's a Judd Trump special, really. We saw yesterday Stuart Bingham started very slowly, but improved as the day went on, eventually won the group. And Trump is in a better position than Bingham because he lost 3-0. Trump at least got a draw.
Seven. Eight.
Yeah, not a great scoring table just yet. Pink looked like it's only available into that left middle, black tied up. One thing we know about Judd Trump, he doesn't hang about developing balls and difficult situations. Doesn't shy away from the big shot.
$14. $50.
Choice of reds to play on here for Judd, if he can bring the cue ball down. Got a couple of reds into the left corner, red in the open to the right corner. His cue ball to travel a little bit further though. Could have done a bit more pace into that
17.
one. Oh, good pop required with the rest now. Don't think Judd Trump has got a weakness, but you would say this is probably the weakest part of his game. Yeah, but no problem there.
Nice.
Played it nicely, perfect
18.
on the blue. Now got a great angle now. Stunned down. Choice of these two reds very quickly turned into a good chance. Pink will be available into both corners once he removes that red to the right of the table.
$23. $24.
Well, we don't have a crystal ball, but I think it's safe to assume we'll see Judd Trump going deep in plenty of tournaments once again, as he has done very consistently for the last few years. He's been a tournament winner for the last decade, but in terms of regular winning of trophies, the last 3 or 4 seasons,
30.
been incredible, really. Won 15 ranking titles in 4 seasons, including in that the World Championship plus the Masters.
31.
Champion of champions.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think that's why he moved house, Dave. He had to get a bigger trophy room
37.
where he was living in Essex. Wasn't quite big enough for him, so
Probably afford to move house after that
38.
success. And the thing is, he's hungry for more. I think, obviously, having got the taste for it, he doesn't just want to win a couple of events a year. He wants to try and dominate as much as he can. In these prime years he has, he's still 32 years of age.
$44.
unexpected miss there from Judd. He was just
44.
reaching a little bit too far. Couldn't quite get in line with the actual potting angle. He looked okay, didn't he? Just a slight miscalculation. He was going along nicely there. No obvious damage done. Oh no, Sullivan's got the problem of trying to get cover on that red near the left corner. No, 40, trading by 43. Ideally wants to bring the black into play off this safety shot, but has to get cover on the red to the left corner. Cuban needs to travel, otherwise it's not going to get the cover he needs. Okay, this is a tough pot. Plenty of distance between the two balls, but shouldn't really have been an opportunity for Judd. Poor safety shot from Sean.
Yeah, from Sean O'Sullivan's perspective, it's hard enough coming in playing Trump, but especially when you've just lost 3-0 in your first match. Put him under pressure. Of course, if you finish 4th, you don't get any money, you don't get any ranking points. That's not the position you want to be in, clearly.
Three. Four.
Judd did previously look to see if this red directly below the pink is available without playing a cannon. We'll soon find out after this shot. Clearly not, but that is played to perfection, and I would say that is frame 1 in the bag for Judd Trump.
10.
He already looks better in himself, I think, than in the first
11.
match. The first red he knocked in to launch the initial visit was excellent. He just looks, yeah, a bit more with it. And that's the beauty of this event being the first of the season. Of course, you get the 3 matches. So if you make a slow start, there is time to recover. This red then,
17.
and it's going to be 1-0 to Trump.
18.
On collision course with Jamie Clark. Clark beat O'Sullivan 3-0, so that's what Trump is looking to match. And it could be that if they were to draw, then we're going to come down to high breaks.
24. 25.
He won the Championship League as an
31.
invitation event 3 times. He always supported the event. He sees it good practice, but also, of course, it is a ranking event now, this version.
Judd Trump, 31.
So in a couple of visits, Judd Trump has made a pretty quick winning start to the evening. He leads Sean O'Sullivan 1-0. Judd Trump leads Sean O'Sullivan 1-0 in this thankfully air-conditioned arena here in Leicester. So Trump, he drew his first match, but by no means out of this yet. If he can win this match, then it comes down very much to the last contest of the night against Jamie Clark, who is already on 4 points. Trump will join him there if he wins this match. But of course, 3-0, then he's equalled what Clark did. 3-1, Clark is at an advantage. Clearly, he'd be able to draw the match. Peng Yi-song not out of it yet, though. He's also, of course, in the running. He's got 2 points. If he beats O'Sullivan, he'll go up to 5. So it's all to play for. Just while we watch this little safety exchange, why don't we give our competition question out again for tickets to Judd Trump's group at the Champion of Champions. This is October the 31st to November the 6th in Bolton. So one of the early days he'll be playing, of course, as defending champion. Our question is, how many frames did he lose in last year's tournament? Of course, he won the title, but how many frames did he lose along the way? You can send your answers to the official Championship League Twitter account, at CL Snooker. That's at CL Snooker. And Phil Yates will reveal the winner during Trump's last match with Jamie Clark later.
Yeah, good shot there from Judd. It wasn't an attempt at the pot. Did get quite close to the pot, but we know too well that when Judd Trump goes for balls like that, he would have been playing to leave himself on a colour should it have gone in, so that tells us it was purely a safety shot. Just holding the edge here in this little encounter. Although Sullivan definitely on the defensive. Again playing a dump shot, and he's just got this one slightly wrong. Gonna need the balls to just help him out here, and they have. Could easily have stuck a red there. Yeah, I did Sean's first match earlier, and we comment on his shot choices. He had a shot earlier on where he could have brought the black into play in his first match and completely decided against it. You feel here the shot has to be free the black, get a good cue ball, then should the chance come along, the balls are there for you to score. Yep, it's a better shot choice, but he hasn't controlled the red. This time he chose the right shot, he just didn't play it very well. That could now be costly.
One.
See, he manoeuvred the cue ball nicely between the gap of red and blue, but just didn't quite get enough spin on the cue ball. But it's not going to stop him from taking this black on. Plenty of reward should it go in. Oh, he's overcut it. So
Judd Trump 1.
this is the sort of chance against Judd Trump when it comes along. Have to take. You don't get many of these against the world's best. Have to take full advantage.
One. Eight. Nine.
I've in fact played once before. It was in one of the European Tour events back in 2015. Trump won on that occasion 4-2.
Fifteen.
Thing is, when you play the very top players, it's always an occasion, even without a crowd here. There's a lot of pressure on him to perform himself, show everybody what he can do. Tiebreaker 1-4-2 in tournament play. And clearly he'll be very excited back on tour again, the 2-year card, so he's got some security the first year. But even so, you want to get off to as good a start as you can.
Thanks.
The main priority today is
21.
not finish last. Therefore get no money or points.
$22.
He took these nicely so far. Important when the balls present themselves as nicely as they did in this situation, that first sort of 25, 30 points are stress-free.
29.
Done that. Got the balls in perfect position now. A few shots ago, he just released a couple more reds when he potted the pink, so
30.
doesn't have to play any more cannons, you think, from this position. Can get to the winning line without having to go into the bunch.
$37. $38. $45. $46. $53.
But that's gone wrong. Played the cue ball into an area there to leave himself choice of reds. One to the corner, one to the middle. Just got too much action in the cue ball. This red passes to left corner. Count himself a little bit fortunate because it's not what he played, but giving himself a little worries now. This should have been a straightforward run to the winning line in this frame. Not gone in, so
53.
again, it just goes to show you just lose a fraction of control over that cue ball. Sudden, the whole momentum switches.
Yeah, he was left with an unpleasant little shot there, and you could see his reaction as the red stayed out. It looked like it might wriggle in, but stayed on the lip. So 52 in the frame. Plenty left.
One. $8. $9.
Yep, made sure to leave himself an angle, probably a bit too much angle, but choice has to play the blue into the bunch. I don't think he'll be playing this with much pace. Chooses to play the blue. It's a little bit too thin. I don't think the red to the left of the bunch is available. So you see when he plays this shot. Now he's gone into the much tougher target off the brown. Caught the edge, but wanted to catch him much fuller than that, so bit of a reprieve
30.
there for Sean O'Sullivan. I'm sure he'd have been feeling the worst when he missed the red.
Judd Trump 30.
Little nudge on the yellow could make a big difference after this next shot. Big target now, yellow and brown. Trying to hide the cue ball in behind there. And he's opened the reds, so yeah, very well played shot from Judd Trump. Dangerous time now for Sean O'Sullivan. All the reds in open play, not one colour safe. So even though he's got a nice lead, might not count for much. This shot doesn't go to plan. Yeah, he'd like to rest on the red nearest the cushion, but that's fraught with danger. So playing the 2 cushion, flick off one of the reds thin, doesn't want to catch it thick.
Foul on this.
Is often the way.
Judd Trump for.
They're on the side of missing it altogether rather than hitting it thick, so didn't miss that by much, did he? So just a minor adjustment. What you don't want to do here is overcompensate. Catch one of these reds too thick, because he'll just leave
Thank you.
everything there for Judd. Just a tiny little adjustment to where he hit.
A bit further off.
Just feels a bit cramped or something.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Well, he's not one red safe-ish towards the left-hand side cushion. May yet come to his rescue.
One.
Just quickly, Sean Murphy's won the first frame on table 2 against Huser of China. Murphy drew his first match, so he needs points on the board tonight.
Six. Seven.
Yeah, when Judd potted the first red, he just grazed the pink, so I'm not sure if the red next to the pink is pottable now. May have to play a little cannon of some kind, or play on the red to a middle pocket.
14.
Depends if the red passes the pink. Soon find out.
$50.
Well, in fact, it looks like he's played on the pink, so that's even better if the pink goes. Pretty tight. He's on it. That automatically releases the red. Yep, purposely left the angle to bring the other red into play, so that was very well thought out, well executed from Judd Trump. So
21.
any kind of cannon on this red. Phil is going to be nicely on the blue. Yeah, brilliant. Very,
22.
very clever. Very well played. And he's now gone favourite to take this frame.
Yeah, Sean O'Sullivan going well, wasn't he, on 53? Just lost position. He had a lot of room in the middle of the table, overran the cue ball. And missed tricky red. Judd Trump just briefly coming unstuck there. His logo's come off.
I think I've got another one here if that's losing its stick. All right.
I know for a fact he only put that on just before the match, so it's already come off. I don't know whether the heat maybe affects all of that. Anyway, focus here because he's looking good in this match now to guarantee himself a draw. Well, again, just look at the way
28.
that cue ball's run and run.
Just goes to show though, doesn't it, David? Just lose your concentration slightly. You've already just switched off momentarily, thinking about the shirt and the logo, and got down and played that pretty straightforward
Yellow.
shot with not the same level of concentration as he had done the previous ones. And he lost position. So again,
Judd Trump.
looked like
28.
the frame was pretty much over. But Sean O'Sullivan comes to the table, still ahead on the scoreboard. It looks like he can get through to this yellow. Let's have a look at the potting angle. Not a lot else available other than to take this pot on, so little half chance here for Sean O'Sullivan maybe, is it? He did come and look at the potting angle, now he's looking at the escape, so I'm not actually sure what's available here.
Foul. Miss.
Well, free ball.
Judd Trump 5. Free ball. Back.
Yeah, he wasn't left a pot on, so that's Brendan Moore to put them back. Obviously important this
Oh, that's
is
80. I thought that's where you followed through.
as spot on
That
as
far off?
can make it.
Was it that far off?
I'm not playing the same shot again. I'll come off too. So
Put it in that line then.
if that works. Yeah, I'm playing that. So it's-
Thanks.
He says he's playing a different shot. He's gone off 2 cushions. This could be in, you know. Oof.
Oh, he'll be delighted with the outcome. It was a good escape, wasn't it? Played it well, nice pace. This frame still none the wiser. Who's going to win it? It's not a good shot from Judd. He's going to need the pink to come to his rescue here. Need to catch that yellow much thicker. And if he's got the 4-ball snooker, count himself very fortunate. This is the choice now. Presents the play out. Do you play it hard and hope to get distance and a bit lucky between the balls, or just rest on it? He's played it at a very strange pace, and again, Sean's turn to get a bit fortunate.
Very eventful frame, and a very important one, of course. Trump in particular trying to match Jamie Clark by winning 3-0. Where's the yellow going to finish? It's surely going to be on for Sean O'Sullivan. So he's 2 points in front. He gets his chance. Another chance, of course, having been in first, to level this match.
Yeah, it's just the wrong side of straight from his perspective. He does screw across the face of the blue, leave himself at green from distance. Does he try and blow up and down the table, get close to the green? Gone for the latter. This needs to travel for the green in the middle. A pretty good effort. Gone too far for the middle, but green to the bottom left corner. If it goes in, it's a frame winner.
knew he got it. He was on the walk for the brown. So Sean O'Sullivan, 7 in front, needs brown and blue for 1 each.
9.
So he broke down on 53, and there was plenty of anxiety after that, but eventually Judd Trump left the yellow
20.
on. Sean O'Sullivan wins his first frame of the day. Pressure mounting on
27.
Judd Trump's shoulders here. He's the top
Sean
seed in the group. He's in a spot of bother, having drawn his first match. He's now level 1 each in his second. So it's 1-1 between Judd Trump and Sean O'Sullivan, with, of course, now guaranteed 2 more frames. Judd Trump looking for his first win of the day, having drawn his opening match earlier. But you're going to have to beat Jamie Clark to stand any chance of winning this group. He's not won this match yet, though. Sean O'Sullivan hoping for an upset here. He did say, Trump, towards the end of last season, he wanted a long break from the game. He has come back for the first event. Obviously, the season ended well in terms of his run to the World Final. Question of what expectations the various players put on their own shoulders, and I guess his are very high because of where he is in the sport. Feels he should be performing to the very highest level. It's hard to do that all the time.
Not the best kiss on the brown there for Judd. The brown is on, but the natural path taking him into the green. So he'll have to just dig down on the cue ball a little bit, or can he just avoid the green? Having a look, he just needs to get the cue ball out into the middle of the table if he can, somewhere near the blue. He'll have a red at either corner. Often the way though, isn't it, when you're sort of struggling for a bit of form, you don't get them perfect kisses. Just digging down here makes this more difficult. Oh, he didn't make it look difficult. A great pot. His luck this time. Not good. Definitely deserved better after that. That was a wonderful pot. Played very positively. Deserved a little bit more than that, I'd say.
Well, he bullied the brown into the pocket there, didn't he? More than potted it, yeah, and you just want to land on something.
Yeah, not only has he not landed on a red, he's not given himself a straightforward safety shot here. Looks like somewhere up in the jaws of the green pocket is the safest place on the table, but how do you get there? You have to just play a little shot here. that is what he plays, it must be the only shot available, because we don't often see Judd play negative shots, whether they be in break building or in safety play. But he won't want to just play a little roll up here. He'll want to find something more positive, but sometimes if it's not there, you have to just make do with what there is. Take an unnecessary risk, it may come back to bite you.
Judd Trump 5.
And on the green, it's left this red available for Sean O'Sullivan. Gonna have to get some pace into the cue ball. Got to play back up the table for the blue, I would suggest. But sure of the pot.
It's outside. Yeah.
It wasn't the audience putting him off, because there isn't one. It was someone outside apparently, enjoying themselves a bit too much.
One.
Didn't affect him though, he's potted that really nicely.
Yeah, he seems to have a little bit more confidence and positivity about himself now since getting that first frame on the board. Amazing the difference a frame can make. Now these reds are nicely situated. Got a little bit of working out to do here. Love to bring the black into play as quickly as possible, but doesn't go into left or right corner, so he's got to remove
6.
one of the reds blocking the black's path quickly as he can. Shot could help. Can he pot this red and just cannon into the other two, leave pink into right middle? That will really open things up.
7.
Could have done with a bit more pace on that. Can only really make sure of this pink, so his point of view, he'll be hoping that one of those 3 reds is available to the left corner. All he's got to do is knock this pink in. He'll have a red waiting.
Well,
Let's just drop in on table 2, because Sean Murphy looking good to go 2-0 up there against
14.
Zhu Ze of China. 26 in front with 25 on, so his opponent needs a snooker. So Murphy, of course, similar to Trump, has come in having drawn his first match, needing now to get points on the board tonight, and he was already guaranteed 1 here unless Zhu gets a snooker. As for here, a bit of concern for Trump now.
20.
Had a chance to win that last frame, but if he were to lose this one, then he really is in trouble, because obviously the best he could do is another draw.
21.
There were signs at the start of the night. The first frame got in nicely and was looking good, and you think, okay, things maybe have changed, but as I say, big little concern sat in that seat. Well, he's out of the seat now.
Sean Sullivan, 21.
Yeah, that was a big shot, wasn't it, for Sean O'Sullivan? Didn't look like much, just a routine pink to the middle, but amazing pressure it puts on you when the balls are all there. Wow. Well, I was talking as though he was going to get duly punished, but let's miss the first red. Oh, what a let-off. Sean O'Sullivan.
One.
It's all getting very edgy out there now. Both players making elementary mistakes from nowhere really. Pressure's all being sort of put on themselves. Again, that was a poor shot from Sean. Didn't need to go anywhere near that red. It's just a safety shot now.
Yellow ball.
Yeah, when you get a couple of misses in succession, it does feel very tense. I think Trump, maybe his concentration just isn't quite where it should be. Obviously, he's getting back into competitive feel of things. But anyway, on another day, could have lost that frame, even though he himself immediately missed that red. Still anyone's frame this, and could still win the match. And if he can somehow battle through today, a few days practice, come back next week, you never know. He'll be on Thursday, so the last day of stage 2, if he were to get through. But, I can tell you who he would be playing. Whoever wins this group will be playing in a group with Luca Brissell, Daniel Wells and Chris Wakelin. Murphy did win that frame next door, so he's 2-0 up.
In a bit of trouble here. Not a problem to hit a red, clearly, but he doesn't pot one. Got to try and keep a lot of reds safe. They're all nicely situated down there. Couldn't avoid contact with red on the way back, so that good safety shot from Judd Trump. Giving himself another chance. Just needs to really focus now and knuckle down and remove these unforced errors that we're not used to seeing from him. Get the pink back on the spot here as quickly as possible. Just free up a little bit of space in that part of the table. It's all very congested down there.
One thing he has mastered the last few years is finding ways to win if he's not at his best. Some of the, particularly the best of 7 events he won, best of 7s in early rounds. He would start quite slowly actually, but just find a way to get through, and sometimes opponents didn't put him away, and then as the tournament went on he got stronger. But yeah, as you say, he's really got to focus hard here.
30.
Another switch of hands.
14.
Oh, from straight forward onto the line here for Judd Trump. Red near the black's obviously a problem.
21.
Two reds closest to this left corner look like they're blocking each other, so we need to play some kind of cannon to win the frame at this visit.
$26. $27.
He's landed pretty straight on this pink, so really sure how he can release reds from this angle. May have to extravagant blue, maybe. Do know he's very good at finding ways of going all around the table and creating angles. So we might see a Trump special here. To avoid the pink. Good effort. But that's going to be end of break. So as the shot previous really didn't
32.
leave himself a nice angle on the pink to play a straightforward cannon. Again, just not at his perfect best at the moment, Judd Trump. Normally that cue ball was under absolute control. Just letting him down slightly.
Judd Trump, 32.
Cue ball is going to hang on just about.
1.
Good single pot. Tough table. But he's made it a tough match for Trump. You know, there were visions early on when Trump won that first frame. Could be a speedy 3-0. Not a bit of it.
6. Sullivan 6.
So 9 points in the frame. 3 reds remain. Whoever wins it is guaranteed a point and a chance to take all 3.
Nice. Thank you.
logo to come off for now. Well, that's well and truly opened things up. He's looking for a good cue ball. Looks like he's got it. So Sullivan, a spot of bother.
Thank you.
Yeah, Judd's cue ball's been a little bit loose by his high standards, but been very impressed with some of the safety he's played in this match. He's found that optimum spot on that baulk cushion a few times now. The chance has been there. He's got that cue ball exactly where he wanted it. So dangerous now. Brought 3 reds into play. Just to get the right connection here, Sean. Pretty good. Even if this red does pass, it's not an easy pot by any means. Oh, he's done well to possibly wriggle himself out of that situation there. Chance now for Sullivan to turn the tables, and he can find a good cue ball. Get Judd in some trouble. The red's out in the open. That's again a sign of the difference between the two players. Judd was prepared to play his shot much thicker, take a chance on the reds coming out into the middle of the table, but get a good cue ball. Sean was more intent on keeping the reds safe, which is all okay, of course, but the chance does come along. It's not really a nice table to clear up from. It's always a balancing act how you choose to go about it, whether you're ultra aggressive or more containing in your approach.
Well, the roll of the cue ball, he would have been tight in behind that blue. Well, a lot thinner than intended, but too bad. Sean Murphy looks like he's going to win next door. He's miles in front in frame 3 against Schuser, so there you go. Well, it's a much better performance from Murphy. Or better result anyway than the 2-2 draw with Ben Mertens. But, he goes into the last match now with Liam Highfield with a real chance still to clinch victory in that group. Tight group that though, they're all sort of cancelling each other out, so still going to take some winning. See if he can make a century here, why not? In it goes. Yeah, Sean didn't have such a good season last season. Of course, the one before he got to the World Final again, but he had a few health issues. Lost first round at the World Championship to Steve Maguire, so it wasn't a very happy ending to proceedings, although he did stay in Sheffield to commentate. Very different, isn't it? Sort of exhibition snooker there now, and here it's very tense on table 1. Two involved in this safety battle. So Murphy with a century, 109, has won 3-0.
Well, this time got a good cue ball, but didn't control where the red's finished. This red's available to Judd. Much too thick a contact. He's relying on a bit of luck now to get away with this, and that red doesn't go in, and it's not. There's a nice chance for Sean O'Sullivan. Okay, it's not gilt-edged. The red closest to the right corner pocket. It's going to be the key ball you feel here. On the right side of the table for a right-handed player, but I just feel where the black is could just make position a little bit difficult. Just needs to just take care of these first few pots first. Ideally like to land nicely on penultimate colour, just to drop right in behind that red and make it almost unmissable. Confident shot is the blue, isn't it? Pop the blue. Get nicely in behind this next red. Oh, just needs to make his mind up here. How he's going to go about not this positional shot, but the next one. That's going to be the key shot in this frame, you feel. Leave himself a nice angle on the brown or green. Just come down off the one cushion, just come in behind the black. In behind that red. These next two shots, pretty massive for Sean O'Sullivan and the context of the group, really.
Thank you. 7. Bramble.
That was a very
11.
tentatively struck shot from Sean O'Sullivan. Didn't play it with any conviction. It's just come past that jaw of the pocket, down past the black. Play it much more positively. It just seemed a little bit fearful there when playing that shot, and fortunately, when you're like that, that is normally what happens. It goes wrong. So, still none the wiser. Just 2 points in this frame. Played that nicely though. Hit the red, nice full contact.
Sean O'Sullivan, 11.
Yeah, 10's all frame this now. 2 points in it on this last red. At this stage, all 4 players can still win the group, so it's incredibly tight. Wide open. All sorts that are going on, aren't they? All little bits of running going to play their part. That red could have finished anywhere.
Yeah, it could have finished anywhere, but it's finished pretty horrible for Judd Trump. Double kiss always looked very close. Shot Sean played. He played it nonetheless, and Somehow managed to get Judd in trouble off of a bad shot. We see sometimes, and that's one of the most frustrating parts of snooker. Difficult to see how he can get much distance between the balls here and avoid cue ball coming into contact with any of the other balls. He's in a bit of a spot there. He couldn't really get much distance between them, so does this red pass the yellow into the middle pocket? I think it does. Oh. Badly played shot from Sean O'Sullivan, giving him a great chance to win this frame. Good pot on the red. Should be straightforward.
Feels like a deciding frame, doesn't it? It's not, but it will decide who has the chance to go on and win the match, because they'll be 2-1 up. But from Trump's perspective, as the #1 seed, the favourite in the group, if he loses the frame, he is struggling. He'll need things to go his way later. He'll have to beat Clark, but if he were to lose the match, then that's surely his chance gone.
The trouble here for Judd, what he's worried about is to get the right contact on the red to get the cue ball up the table. Couldn't really control where the red finished, so decided on just a containing shot, but I don't think he's going to be happy with his next one. He should be tight in behind the black. But well, there's no excuses for that, I'm afraid. There's so much room there. He hasn't got the snooker, which I don't think he has. It's very, very poor. Doesn't have to take this on, of course, but reason why he shouldn't. Shot he would expect to pot more times than not. Goes in. Good effort. Now he's going to need a little bit of luck. And this time he hasn't had it. So Judd Trump somehow been given this golden chance. I've seen him mess up a few of these opportunities, but surely he can't just keep letting them pass him by.
Thanks. 1.
Yeah, can he just steel himself one good contribution here? Not been the sort of snooker today's will have enjoyed. Just hasn't really got to grips with things from the start.
6.
Play that one well though.
8.
So 6 points in front. Green, brown and blue. The 2-1. Hard earned frame this. But
11.
it would mean that he could still win the match, of course.
$50.
So after a long frame, it's blue for Trump to lead 2-1. My word, it took some winning. It really did. There was an epic battle on that last red.
26.
Logo's
frame.
coming off
Good
again,
job.
but he managed to keep himself together to put those away. So Judd Trump then, a hard-earned victory in that frame. One more and he's won the match. It's 2-1. So Judd Trump leads Sean O'Sullivan 2-1. If he can win the next frame, then he gets himself up to 4 points in the table, and then his match with Jamie Clark later could well be the decider. Of course, it's complicated slightly
Final
by
frame. Sean
Peng
O'Sullivan to break.
Yisong, who, if he were to beat O'Sullivan next, he'd be up to 5 points. So there's still various permutations, but of course O'Sullivan, he needed to win his last 2 matches. That's not going to happen now, so he's not going to win the group. That's one person we can count out. The other 3, though, are all still in the hunt.
Decent break off from Sean, but times have we seen Judd knock a red like this one in. Lots of risk attached. He's going to take it on. He's got to be full-blooded. Yeah, that's
1.
more like it. That's what we've come to see and expect from Judd Trump. That is trademark long pot. Doesn't shy away from the big shots, does he? Look what he was leaving had he missed that, but all he can see is the reward should it go in. That's why he's such a relentless winner.
$8.
Yeah. Beautiful pot, wasn't it?
9.
The fact that he's 2-1 up without playing particularly well tells its own story, and of course he's capable of going up several gears.
$16. 17. 24.
Now Ben Mertens is this new
25.
professional from Belgium, and he already got a draw with Sean Murphy. He's beaten Liam Highfield, and on a big break here against user in the first frame. He's already had a century today, 117, so clearly he's going to be one to watch. Don't like to make ridiculous
32.
predictions about people because they come through in their own time, but no doubt he's got something about him, and if he could win the group today, that speaks for itself.
$40.
5 reds, 5 blacks from Trump. He got excited briefly
41.
last night. Stuart Bingham in the relatively early throws of a maximum. He had a vicious miscue on 65. The next black.
Yeah, I was holding back there, Dave. I thought I'd let you be the
48.
first to mention it, but the way he's positioned himself on these reds to the middle,
49.
he's purposely leaving himself the angle to get back down for the black. It's all going to be about cannon into the pack because this is the last of the loose reds. Again, the way he's played it, pretty much forced into playing for the black
56.
here, so whether he had eyes on the maximum or not, it's still on. Still,
57.
if this shot goes correctly, he lands nicely on a red, he'll definitely be all out for the maximum.
He's had 6 in his career. The most recent, of course, was in the Turkish Masters final in Antalya towards the end of last season. Well, we won't boo him, but he's going for the pink. He wants to win, which is fair enough. Right now he needs it.
Yeah, I think that was an easier choice to play for the
63.
pink as opposed to the black there when you've already made 6 in competition. I think there's a few of us would have definitely been inclined to play the black there, but Judd
64.
Trump, model professional, puts the win before anything else. This has been a much better contribution from Judd, much more free-flowing, playing at the speed he likes to play at. All started, of course, with that wonderful, fully committed long red. Making the most of it.
69.
Yes, so this red to effectively clinch victory. What a very different frame to the last
70.
one, which was lengthy and scrappy and disjointed and not a lot of fun. This has been much more like it. Got him with the great red. Has kept going and looks like he's going to get himself up to 4 points and back in business in the group with the match with Jamie Clark still to come. Well, it's 3 snookers needed.
76.
So barring those snookers,
76.
Trump Moves up to 4 points in the table and with every chance still to win this group.
One.
But he'll take a lot of interest in the next match because, of course, Peng Yisong, he can get to 5 points with victory over O'Sullivan. So a draw between Trump and Clark, and we'd have 3 players all on 5 points, and then we go back to frame difference and potentially high breaks.
7.
Sean hasn't given up hope yet of winning this frame.
8.
He's to have any chance, he's got to take the remaining 2 reds in the open with blacks and try and get the snooker and the free ball off the last red. Much easier to hide 1 red as opposed to 2 or 3. So not all lost yet. Sean O'Sullivan
15.
can get these 2 reds off the table, leave himself nicely on the red bottom cushion. He could lay a good snooker, put the red up somewhere near one of the baulk colours. The cue will in behind the black. That's what he'll be planning in his
16.
mind. He's got to carry it out now.
Well, needed the black, didn't get it, so there's the concession. So Judd Trump then is still in with a chance of winning this group, a much better chance than after his first